Good morning. What I have here is my SDS Cheetah, SDS Imports Cheetah 12. And I want to talk about this gun a little bit, how I got it from stock condition to this, and talk about a little information about the gun. So it started as a black stock SDS Cheetah. It's an AK style 12 gauge variant similar to the Sega 12. Matter of fact, over half the gun is almost identical to the Sega 12, but it's got a couple cool features of it that I think are really upgrades from the Sega. What I've done with it since then is I got a hold of Carolina Shooter Supply, and I ordered a ton of new parts for the shotgun. And it's a relatively new shotgun, so anytime you get something new to the market, there's always going to be your issues with fitment, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But start with, I got the GL shock absorbing buttstock from Fab Defense. I think it's pretty sweet. It's got like a 1/2-inch spring in it, and when you fire the gun, it's got a little bit of a cushion in there, and it's super comfortable. It really helps recoil reduction. Here I have that ATI Scorpion grip, and it's got the finger grooves, and what I like about it is this palm swell is very, very soft. It's very cushioned rubber, and also good for recoil reduction. What's cool about the Cheetah 12 is it's got the AR-15 style ambidextrous safety selector switch, standard AK paddle, and then we get into some of the other upgraded parts on the front end. Oh, it's got a magazine here, 12-round magazine, SGM tactical. Seems to feed the rounds fine. It's pretty highly rated online. They're typically bulky, ugly monstrosities. Of course, I made this one a little different with the cerakoted. Getting into the other parts I got for it, another thing I like about this shotgun is it's got a tritium front sight, and it's got a round rear sight, so it's actually pretty dang accurate for what it is. When I replaced the handguard, now here's the thing, guys. This isn't a real popular gun. They're becoming more and more popular, but as of now, there's only a couple manufacturers that build aftermarket parts for these guns. As far as their prices go, they set the market for them, and you pay them. So, yeah, a 15-inch free flip from an AR-15, you can get those for as little as $40 sometimes. That's not going to be the case when you talk about getting parts for a gun that's not real common, and there's short supply of. But with that said, I got the vented handguard from Carolina Shooter Supply, the vented barrel shroud that I put this little Picatinny rail on. And then I mounted this flashlight with the pressure plate. And then here I got the modified choke. I got the modified choke because one of my intentions with this shotgun is maybe do some 3-gun competition and kind of an all-around use shotgun. And to do that, they recommended the modified choke because you can still shoot your slugs and almost all your loads through without having to change that a lot. And then this is what they call the mini monster brick, and that thing is gnarly, and it is pretty damn heavy. It adds quite a bit of weight to the end of the shotgun. So issues with fitment. As far as the buffer tube and stock goes in, if you've ever done that on an AR-15, you're going to be golden. It's pretty cut and dry, pretty simple. The handguard, it's a little bit different because there's the device that you actually screw the handguard, the pistol grip into inside the receiver is it's not firm. You got to wedge something in there to get the threads to line up, but still not that difficult. The barrel shroud, it just screws onto your threads, so you can use you can't use a barrel nut, but whatever Loctite, I use red Loctite, knowing that that's going to be very difficult to take off later on. Not impossible, but difficult. I put just a little bit of blue Loctite on the choke, so it can be removed by hand if I choose to. And then for the muzzle brake, there is a lock nut on there, so that'll keep that nice and in place. So as long as from time to time I just confirm the snugness of that, I'm very confident with the front end of the shotgun. This vented handguard has caused me quite a bit of issues trying to get it to line up. And I don't know exactly why the screw diameter of the screws were different. But when I bought this vented handguard, it was made for the Sega and for the Cheetah 12, and I think it even fits the Vepr 12. On the stock one right here, there's a screw that attaches it to the gas block, and that's about it. I mean, it fits in. There's a little contraption down here, and it just fits together in here, and that little plate slides into place, so it's nice and firm. But the only thing that actually mechanically holds it to the shotgun is this screw right here. Well, the first time I put this thing together, I don't know how I got even the thread to screw in there, but I must have got it to screw in a little bit. Went out and shot it. The screw fell out, lost it in the grass. I was kind of panicking a little bit, but I called the guys at Carolina Shooter Supply, and I tell you, their customer service is outstanding. Super nice guys, really willing to help me, and they sent me two new screws actually for it. At no cost to me, and it got here in 3 days, and I live in the rural Kansas. And the problem is, though, it still wouldn't work. And I thought maybe I boogered up the threads inside the gas block. Well, that wasn't the case. I called SDS Imports, and I talked to them because the screw that it came with, and I imagine it fits the Sega or the Vepr, was a 5mm metric screw. When really, for some reason, on this Chinese shotgun, the screw needs to be a 10/32 1032 screw. So I just went to the hardware store 10 miles away. I got a 10/32 screw, machine screw. It's not my favorite kind, and it's a Phillips head, and it works all right. And I put a little bit of a rubber ring in there to kind of soften it so I don't scratch up the cerakote any worse. But if it works, it runs. And I guess that's what I should mention now is the cerakote on here. This was, I don't know how many Cheetah 12 shotguns there are in the country, but I'm pretty confident I got probably the coolest one, in my opinion. Cerakote's a very, very long process to do, and I do it just kind of as a hobby in my shop, and I wanted to do something pretty radical with the shotgun because the shotgun was a gift for my birthday from my girlfriend. So I went ahead and did a 4-color Cryptek pattern in grayscale. And the 4 colors I have in here is titanium, tungsten, sniper gray, and black. And I did that Cryptek pattern throughout it. I shot this part of the grip, which is not the rubberized part. This is hard polymer. I shot that in tungsten. Similar to over here, this is my Canik TP9 SFX, and it comes factory with tungsten cerakote on different parts of it. I haven't coated the rest of that yet, but I did want to put this out here because Black Rhino Concealment, I think, is the outfit I ordered this holster from, because with these kind of guns, they're not super popular yet, and if you want one with the TRL and can be worked with the optic, you're going to have to get an aftermarket holster, and this holster is incredible. I really like it. I think it's Black Rhino Concealment. It was like $75 or something like that. It's kind of expensive for Kydex, but again, you get what you pay for. It's good quality Kydex holster. Over here, this is my Glock 34. This is my competition pistol. Let me show you that. I'm using my cell phone here to record this. It's unloaded, but it's this is a 4-color scheme, reptile pattern. At least it used to be reptile pattern until my nephew, who was just too honest, said it looked like a giraffe, so ever since then it's been labeled the giraffe gun. But this has got the undercuts on the frame. It's got a flat-faced Overwatch trigger, stainless steel pins. This is a Gen 4 Glock 34 with the Trichicon HDs, which I am very happy with. I think the Trichicon HDs are far and away the best pistol optics you can buy, pistol sights anyway. This is cerakoted in Desert Sand, Flat Dark Earth, Patriot Brown. I don't remember. I think it was 4 colors. Maybe it was 3. I don't know. That one took me quite some time too. But this shotgun is far and away the most time-consuming project I've done. One, because AK variant platforms kind of have their own issues and frustrations when it comes to disassembly and reassembly that you don't really have with an AR platform. For example, these paddle magazine releases. They're such a simple feature, but they're kind of a pain in the ass to replace, to take off and put back on. But this whole thing is cerakoted, those 4 colors, and then we get to the orange. Now I'm out here in the sun, so the orange looks awful bright, but this is actually a custom mix of orange. I mix some orange with some burnt bronze to kind of make this burnt orange color. And that was magazine base plate. Obviously I put a little something on the magazines just kind of break up the color. But the other magazines I'll just do different emblems here, so I know, and maybe I could even keep different calibers or different or not different calibers, but different loads in different magazines. But I got some more. I did the barrel in orange, which is kind of hard to see through the air, but I think that kind of works. The stud that holds the optic is in that orange. Obviously the paddle, the safety selectors, and then the buffer tube. And I'll extend this out. So I really like this shotgun. Now, you really can only like something as much as its function. And so far I've had a couple of function issues. And I think I've taken the necessary steps to resolve it. And I think the first step, where I was goofing up, because I've only went out and shot this the one time, and I shot about 35, 40 rounds of it, is this ammo. Now, I don't want to knock Winchester at all. I think this is good target ammo, but AK platform shotguns are really sensitive when it comes to ammo, and you just got to dial it in just right with what the gun likes. You got the gas block, you got to make sure that's set exactly to operate with the load you got. There's a lot of trial and error with it. Not to mention it's a brand new gun that hasn't been on the market very long. So I've done 2 things to kind of help. One is I bought a new spring. Through Carolina Shooter Supply, they have an enhancement spring that's supposed to help with 2 3/4 load lighter ammunition. So I'm hoping that with that spring I just put in today, I haven't actually shot the gun since I put that spring in, that'll help. And also, when I was shooting it last time, I was really having some difficulty with the hand guard, and I think I may have kind of soft shot the gun and maybe shooter induced failures, but it was failure to eject more often than not. I also read something online that having those recoil reducing stocks can actually help encourage failure to ejects. I don't see that being the case. I don't think it's only about a ½ inch of movement, but we'll see. I'll keep tinkering with it, and I'm going to get some more powerful loads. When I called Carolina Shooter Supply, their recommendation for this particular gun was a minimum of 1,100 foot per second loads. I don't know what this stuff shoots, but I've read online that the AA sport loads run pretty good in these style of shotguns, so I'm going to get some of that next. I just got 3 of the 100 round boxes of this, so I'm gonna keep shooting through it until it's gone. But I got 3 boxes, and it was a gift, so I wanted to at least utilize the ammo. But anyway, it's a pretty sweet piece. I put a lot of work. Took me about 20 hours to cerakote this gun, and that's from the beginning, from getting it, disassembling it, mocking up the new parts with it, disassembling it again, degreasing all the parts, sandblasting everything, and then of course when you use I had to make my own stencils, and it was quite the project. But anyway, this is it. If you want to take a look at this or the other stuff I cerakoted, I got a Facebook page called The Gun Baker. Check it out if you want. I don't do this reviews. I just know that when I bought this Cheetah 12, or when I got this Cheetah 12, there wasn't a whole lot of information out there on it, and I didn't really see any that people had put extra time and money into to make them, to improve them, and put all the cool parts on there and see what happens. But so I might be pioneering that way. Hopefully it's not a waste of time and money, because I got high expectations for this shotgun. But I might do another updated video after I go shoot it. We'll see. But as of right now, a little reluctant on the reliability with this cheap ammo. We'll see what the future holds for it. But I do have plans to make this thing run consistent, kind of at any cost. I do have micro slick, and on the internals of the gun, I haven't hardly touched them. This gun came factory coated in KG gun coat, which is okay, but as a guy who cerakotes guns, I know the benefit of Cerakote, and I know how much better it is than a lot of the other products that are out there to coat guns with. So that KG gun coat didn't last very long. I will warn you though, when you order these shotguns, they're coming from China, and I don't know why, and I don't know if it's just because of how long they might be in the box, or I don't know if it's because they're being shipped across the ocean with a bunch of salt or what it is. These things are crammed full of oil. When I opened up the box, I could not believe how oily this thing was. I'm going front to back, top to bottom. The thing was basically in a bath of oil inside the box. So just keep that in mind. If you decide to order one or you decide to go pick one up, just know you'll need a couple rags handy just to pick up the gun out of the box and manipulate the weapon. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not necessarily an expert on this shotgun, but I'm pretty sure I've made the most advancements on this shotgun so far. But only time will keep that. So anyway, have a good one.